orientation is a continuum, right? I mean, it's not. I think there are people that are born at different parts of the continuum. I think it's a combination of nature and nurture, right? So I don't think. So I don't think it's I don't think that's an exact answer. I mean, I think it's complex. I think for political reasons, people want to say it's. No, I think to say it's not a choice is fair, right? I think people that feel like, hey, I didn't make a conscious choice at like 19. Oh, I'm going to be gay or something. I understand that, right? Like, because this is something that probably has genetic and psychological factors, and you know, which is why it's a sort of dynamic continuum. But I think it's a bold. I don't know that I think it's whole like a thing like gender at birth or biological sex at birth.
Well, what do you think is the definition of gay? Because like I've thought about this, and
half of my party.
Well, I'm just wondering how you determine it. Like, if somebody has like a gay thought, does that make them gay, or is it the act that you participate in that makes you gay? And on one hand, I can think, well, we don't call somebody that has suicidal ideation. We don't say that they committed suicide. We don't say that somebody has a homicidal thought as a murderer. You know, and so I wonder if the definition is like, let's say somebody was born with a particular orientation, the behaviors are still going to be a choice, and so there's that. But then if you looked at that particular line of thinking from a slightly different lens, you could then say, okay, well then, what if they participate in the behavior but they don't enjoy it? Does that, like, so is it the behavior, or is it, you know, the preference?
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, I had a professor when I was in my master's program who wrote a book called The Bible and Homosexual Practice, and it's probably the most comprehensive book on the traditional view. It was written a while ago, around 2000 or something, no, early 2000s maybe. But you know, it's a well-researched book, and he's a quirky guy, but he used the term homosex, not homosexual, for this very reason. He didn't want to raise it. So it sounds, so the middle schooler in you, if you have one of those like me, at about the 8th time you read the term homosex, you just can't stop laughing out loud. But he uses that for the very reason of the issues of what you're saying, like ontologizing homosexual practice, right? He doesn't want to say that homosexual practice is an makes for an ontological identity, right? And so, but I think for you know, for a lot of folks, I think in the gay community, that is the case, right? They do want to say that this is my identity, and so it's become an identity, right? And so then, I think. And you can, look, and there's lots of reasons why politically in the sort of movement for gay rights, right, you'd want to say this is biologically fixed, right? Something that it's not chosen, like being black or being a woman, right? So then I'm treated the same way in political discussion. So I kind of get that. I just don't know that I don't know that means, I don't know that the fact that this doesn't feel like an arbitrary choice, or even an identitarian choice, the way some of them we might consider. I don't know if that makes it at birth. But,
Do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, I don't have any conclusions on this.
Asked another way, what when you think of this, can you personalize it and ask yourself, do you feel that your sexuality was determined at birth?
My sexual orientation?
Yeah, your sexual orientation. Do you think at birth it was determined?